Good morning, we are live. I think we are. All right. So over the weekend, I put some thoughts into the business myself. Um, Today, besides going through the script, I think I need to make the script better. I need to make this script better so that the VAs is able to help me to learn a little bit more about from the script and to prospect a little bit more. Um, Yesterday I was like, because my intention to hire the virtual assistant is really 30 hours, the time commitment. I think I should just bump it to the 40, at a minimum 40 hours, since I don't want them to have other commitment other than this. So I think that's pretty important. And so I wanted to use this time to create some sort of a training libraries, right? I started to think about it, and I was like, what I'm gonna do when I onboard them, and there's a lot of things going on. So yesterday, I think, um, last week, I think we have discussed like what type of training needs to be given, right? We too broad. I think today we'll probably need to like narrow it down a little bit more. All right. Let me pull that document up. So we have onboarding. This is onboarding, right? How to use a dollar. I don't really know. I don't even have a dollar yet. I'm gonna buy one. That's like 150 bucks. Transfer leads to closer needs to, and we're talking about sales training. So I think it's just more than just go over the script. Okay, I'm probably gonna say training topics. I would do objection handling, introduction, and script point tonality. It's pretty important. And understanding why. Pain discovery. So pain discovery. I don't really want them to discover too much. Just one pain that will be enough. And tonality, pain discovery, future state, like what they want to, what's the ideal outcome. Again, the property and closing and transition over to me. Um, Starting introduction, setting expectation, um, then validate, but how to summarize, no, commitment, and then next step, I think. Rather than, hey, I want somebody to call you. I don't want those many leads. I don't want to requalify them. I want a overqualified leads. Um, if they're able to get something in here, this might be the tracker or say the elements when they talk to them. At least need to know a little bit more about the motivation, pain, motivation, and the pain discovery. I need to know that in order to have a better conversation with them, I would say. So those are the five. This is a seven. 7 training areas. I think I'm going to. This is I think this is the 7 trainings area I need to give to the virtual assistant. Is really how to start a conversation so that it increase the talk time. Second is setting the proper expectations throughout the call. And third is how to use tonality to be able to um, communicate a little bit more, right? And then what is the motivation and the pain discovery process going to be? How we can paint a picture about selling the property to us and what the seller is able to gain. And then we're going to ask for the commitment, like from 1 to 10, how important is this, right? We want to know, besides the time, money, and other people who got involved, and what any of those was stopping us from working together. And then what's the next step? Next step is retransition to me, and I can help them to close it. So I think that's pretty important, and I need to start to document that, right? So there's a more like a framework. We're gonna set expectation. It's gonna. I think the closing the whole selling like framework is really setting up the expectations, extract the pain and gain, and summarize the pain and the gain, and then extract the decision makers. What's the time frame? What's the price? And then we're going before we go, we confirm the terms and conditions that we have discussed prior, and then we're going to prevent seller remorse. This is a very powerful, I would say. So today I want to actually I'm going to follow up with I need to follow up with one of the seller. Let me do that. Where's the we had one seller we had on the contract. It's I haven't talked to her for a while. Good morning, Amber. This is checking. How's everything going? Was the FHA? Anything that we can help with? Sorry, there, Mark. Thank you. Oh. Good morning, Carla. I can't hear you. Is that my issue?
Nope, it's my shoe.
There you go.
Do I need my camera on? Do I have my camera on?
No need.
There you go. No need, just a call. Okay. Sorry, I'm late.
You're good. You're good.
How's it going?
It's been a while.
Yeah, slightly. I know.
It's been a while. How's your trip?
It was good. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I needed it, I guess. So.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
I hadn't seen my mom in. It had been almost a year and a half. So yeah. Needed to see her. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I need that as well.
Yeah. I can only imagine. I don't even know how you do it.
I can't. Yeah. So I was talking about what am I going to do in terms of training the virtual assistants. I kind of started the general outline regarding what I need to do, and I haven't made a decision yet, but I think I'm going to hire a gal who is pretty good, I would say, has extensive experience cold calling, and she was a lead manager for another company, so I might give her a try.
That's good. Well, she's got a good experience. So.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a long time coming, right? I need to make it happen. I haven't made a
Yeah.
decision yet, but I think I'm going to go with her. And
Yeah.
I was maybe since you are here, I think I was thinking about those other topics. So I start to create something like what I need to do onboarding them,
Hmm.
and same time like what type of topics I need to give them in terms of training, sales trainings and whatnot.
Right.
Because I want them to overqualify a lead rather than just, oh, this is a lead they want to sell and pass to me. I just don't want that. I want to know a
That's
little bit more information, you know.
that's great. Yeah, overqualifying, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
so I'm thinking about starting the introduction, training them how to properly do the introduction the way I want it rather than other people's way. I mean, they probably have an extensive experience using
Hmm.
different type of scripts, so it's more like reading a script and then how we can set in the expectation, right?
Hmm.
Tonality is pretty important. How we how can you say something without really offending the people?
Yes. As I'm learning that, I mean, I know that, but I don't really think about it, I think, until, like I always say, give it a little more. They always say, give it a little more feeling. And I always think, well, I'm giving it feeling, but I'm not really. I'm just, especially when you're on camera, like if you're doing the daily dials,
Hmm.
it's difficult for me to be sensitive or elevate or, whatever my voice because you're nervous, I guess. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
And then tonality, we'll talk about how we can better extract the pain and the motivation.
Hmm.
And then discussing what's the future state for the seller is going to look like. What's the best case scenario? What they want to achieve. So we
Okay.
extract the pain and then we get a game on the other hand. So that I
Hmm.
think that may be better.
Yes.
And then we go into the commitments. They need to commit with us, and then tell them what's the next step is going to be. So
I
I
like
think
that.
there's something is missing. I think maybe you have the objection handling.
Yeah, I definitely think that's objection handling is a big one because there obviously there's going to be a lot of objections. There always is. I mean, that's one of the things they train you on in the daily dial. But
Yeah, the price is too low,
hmm.
right? What else? Are you a wholesaler?
Hmm.
I don't really know. But most of the time, I mean, because this is more like direct to the seller. Your price is too
Hmm.
low. Uh, I don't know. I don't really get much objections. I feel like. Well,
Really?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I couldn't really think of any. What objections do you think you have?
I think most of it is when you come. Well, and are we talking about pre foreclosures? Obviously, with coming to door knocking, and I'm assuming this is what we're talking about still.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, I think when I go to a door, it's like, oh, these all these people have been coming to my door. You're a, you
Why are you
know,
here?
huh?
Like, why are you here?
Yeah, why are you here? You just wanna lowball my house. That's under, giving them not enough money. But or their head is stuck in the sand. I'm good. I'm okay. I got it taken care of. Those are a lot of the things. Or they act like they don't know that they actually have a bankruptcy, but they've been getting, or not a bankruptcy, a foreclosure, and they've been getting notices. It's like you have to dig it out of them, sort of. So, but that's
Yeah, I
the sit.
haven't taken care of it.
Yeah.
Uh, I filed a bankruptcy.
Hmm. Yeah, and then yeah, I, those are all things, I guess. And then for me, as I go over it, it's just the broaching the conversation with them and making sure. I think that's the part that I feel like I have to work on. I mean, that's just for me. This is you're talking about the VA, but and they're doing. So we're vetting the people first. The VA's vetting them first, getting them, um, you
Mm-hmm.
know, sure it's a good deal, and then we're going in and
Yeah, I mean
uh,
the VAs is really help me to go through the phone calls. I have so many numbers need to go through.
mhm.
Um, I think this might be the objections that we as a closer or acquisition managers is going to face as well.
Mm-hmm.
While here, we're obviously at door knocking, and I don't want to sell. Okay, in the foreclosure situation, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I haven't taken care of file bankruptcy. I have a realtor. I don't want any lowball offers.
Right.
Uh, right. So maybe we can go through like one by one going forward. Like why are you here? Like what's your type of like opening?
Why am I me? I'm the opener. You're asking me what you're asking me.
Yeah, I'm asking you like, how do you approach it?
Usually if I'm coming to the door, I just say, hey, I'm in the neighborhood. I just wanted to stop by. I noticed that you're on the pre-foreclosure list. Um,
Oh,
you
is
go
that how
ahead.
you say it?
Not like that. No, I don't say it exactly like that, but no, and I'm a little rusty because I haven't
Uh-huh.
been door knocking for a little bit, so it's something I have to work on. So, and that's something I do need to work on. But usually when I just will say to them, has anyone? I just want to find out if anyone's helped you. Have you received any help? Do you know what your options might be?
Mm-hmm.
In those words, not in those particular words, but
Right.
because I think you want to sound like you care and you're not there just to, I mean, yes, we are there to put money in our pocket, but we are there to try to take care of them first, to kind of get them on the hook about that. So,
Right. You do want to feel you care about them.
hmm
That's good. I think how to say um why are you here? Like you want to role play a bit?
sure, I need to role play.
Okay. Uh, you want to knock on my door? I'll knock on your door.
Um, you knock on my door. How's that? So I can listen to what your spiel is.
Okay. Knock knock.
Hi, who are you?
Hey, caller.
Hi.
Hey, hey.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to stop by. My name is Lee, and we actually the reason why I'm here is really I got this note saying that this there's something going on with the property, especially with the lender. We just stop by and to see if anything we can help with.
Oh, how did you know about that? How did you find out about that?
Yeah, so we have a like data provider. They just dropped me a note saying, "Hey, this house might need some support in terms of lenders." We, I mean, we have helped other families in a similar situation in the past, and the gentleman I was talking to last week, he has no idea about this type of situation and his house in foreclosure. So we just want to make sure you're aware. And if you have some questions, we may be able to help you address. Is is that is this right? It sounds like you have no idea about it.
No, I do. I've been getting letters. I've just been, thinking hopefully I can come up with money to pay it off. And it's been difficult. My husband and I are in a bad divorce situation, and
Oh,
we just kind of let the house go. So yeah,
oh,
I would like to stay here, but I think that it's not going to happen. I think that we're gonna have to call it a wash and get out of it.
okay. So I mean, I'm so sorry to hear that you guys in a divorce situation, and where are we in terms of divorce? So before I really dive into here, may I tell you what we do, and you let us know if it makes sense to continue the conversation.
That would be great. Yeah, sure. I'm
Yes.
open.
So we work with the homeowners who are really frustrated with the bank, and generally the bank is not really treating them well and anxious in this entire divorce situations or and overall they just don't want to work with their realtor. Uh, so it sounds like you. I don't know if any of those apply to you though.
I haven't even gone to a realtor at all. I didn't even think about it because of the fact that, it's been a lot of turmoil, and I just, got the stuff in the mail,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been trying to think about how I'm going to take care of it.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So hopefully I mean, the reason why I'm here, hopefully I can help you out. I mean, so we are a real estate company. We buy and sell houses, but unfortunately we cannot really buy every single house. So by providing the services in helping the people out in this foreclosure, if we're able to help them to keep the property, that'd be great. If not, we do appreciate the chance we can help you out and have the time to make your offer that makes works for both of us. Is this Does that sound fair?
Yeah, I would love to entertain this, and yeah, see what you can do for me.
Okay, perfect. And so typically what happens on this type of meeting is I'm going to ask you some questions, and some questions might come a little bit personal. Would that be okay?
Yeah, I yes, definitely.
Okay, great. So I mean, you mentioned that your house is in foreclosure and you are in this uncertain mode in terms of divorce. Like, how long ago was that?
It's been going on for about a year now. I mean, we let the house go, the payments go, because my husband lost his job, and that's been about a year and a half ago. But we've really, the divorce thing has been about a year. We've been separated, and now we're getting a divorce.
Okay. So you've been separated and now you guys in a divorce and it has been almost a year. What have you uh, have you done anything about finding a job and catch up the arrears or anything like that?
No, he hasn't been able to get a job. He's an alcoholic also, so
Oh,
it's been rough. It's just been, I've had to try to pick up the slack, and it's just not working. I can't, with kids and everything. I can't make enough money.
wow, that's rough. That's rough. How many kids do you have?
I have four.
Oh man, so you have four kids and you have a alcoholic husband. So
Yes.
what will happen if this doesn't really get addressed? Like,
Well, we're going to lose our house, and we're going to be out on the street. I would have to probably move in with my parents, which I really don't want to do. I mean, that's just in this stage of my life. So yeah,
mm-hmm,
I'm just trying to figure out what I can do to keep it. I don't know. We're a year and some change behind, and I'm I'm at a loss. I guess I need is I just need some help. I don't know what to do. My
right,
husband's not helping me.
right, I got it. So you mentioned that you do need help and you do have a place to go. That's good. Does your husband or soon to be ex-husband wants to sell the property as well?
I don't think he cares because he hasn't tried to really get a job. So we're both on the deed. We're both on. We both are responsible for the house. We're both on the loan. So I'm just, if I could take it over, I would, but I'm just not really sure if I'm going to qualify because, I don't make enough money. I don't even know if I make enough money to make the payment.
How much is the payment supposed to be?
It is 1,025.
1,025. I mean, are you bringing consistent income to cover the $1,025 per month?
Uh, no, I usually come up short, and I've had
Oh,
to borrow
sure.
money from my
Okay,
parents. They're getting
got it.
tired of it.
Okay, I mean, so it sounds like then there's just no options to really taking over the payments and be qualified for the loan and for you to stay here. Is that what I'm hearing correctly?
Yes, and I don't want to become homeless, but maybe I just don't know what to do. So if I could get some money in my pocket, possibly, if I could get some money, I don't know, sell the house. I mean, we don't owe a ton on it as far as what we're in arrears for, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, I just want to be able to have some money and get out
Mm-hmm.
and support my kids and myself.
Yeah, I mean, have you? It sounds like you have been thinking about selling a house for quite a while. When was the last time you think about selling the house?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. How is that? How was the conversation with the soon to be ex-husband about selling the house? You mentioned he doesn't care, but have you guys talked about it at all?
Usually we're shouting about it, but yes, we do. We have, and he's like I said, he's gonna move out anyway. He's been here because he hasn't had a place to go, and we're both living here. It's the conditions are not great emotionally, so I
Okay.
think yeah, he wouldn't care either way. I think he would just like to be rid of it. He can't even help make the payment anyway, so.
Okay. I mean, so assuming both of you are on the same page in terms of selling the property, well, what have you tried to do about selling it?
Um, I haven't really done anything. I mean, honestly, I was leaving it up to him, and because he's the man of the family, but obviously that's not going to work. So, what would you think? What do you think I should do? What are my options? What can you help me out with, kind of getting me straight and pointing in the right direction?
Typically homeowners who we have worked with in the past, they just don't want to deal with a realtor. I mean, most of the time when you sell a property, you want to typically you go with the realtor route, right? I mean, well, what is has preventing you from working with your realtor and list the property on the market?
It's just a pain. Realtors are a pain.
A
You
realtor
know.
sort of thing? Well, it sounds like you had a horrible experience. What happened?
Oh, they just don't do their job.
They
They
don't
just
do it.
don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't think that they do very good work. I just, I don't. I was gonna try to list it before, and it's in foreclosure, and you know, it's just because it's in foreclosure. I think they just don't want to do the work. They just let it sit there.
Oh, so you had a listed with a realtor in the past, but it was in foreclosure. The realtor didn't do anything with it.
No,
Wow,
there's
that's
it
crazy.
doesn't. It needs a little bit of work. So
Okay,
people are just kind of not really interested.
okay. People is not interested. Meaning, what does that mean?
Well, it needs some updating. Our porch is coming apart. It 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 just needs some work. It's My husband hasn't done a very good job on keeping it up, nor have I because I've been busy. So
Got it.
it needs a little bit of TLC.
Okay, got it. So, I mean, I would say if I hear you correctly, you really want to sell the property because you guys in a divorce and you owe a little bit of money to the lenders, but you don't want this house to be going into foreclosure because if it does go into foreclosure, you'll be on the street and you'll be homeless, right? And
Yes.
and you also want to, how to say, you don't want to list with a realtor because you have done in the past, and the realtor did not do anything, and the house needs some updates. So there wasn't too many interest in the property during that time.
Right.
Did I get that correct?
Yep. That's about sums it up.
Okay. So, I mean, I guess like on scale 1 to 10, like how important is this to be handled? Not necessarily with me though, just like with anybody, but I just want to get this down. Like one being no, not at all. 10 you say yeah, I want to handle it like yesterday.
I'd say 10.
Yeah,
10,
so
definitely.
10. Okay. Yeah. So okay, good. So I mean, in the past, I mean, when we work with other homeowners, that we have found that the three things that could stop us from working together. One is time, two is the money, and three is the other people who has something to say about the property. Which of those three do you think will stop us from working together?
Right now, I don't know. I think whatever you can help me with, I'm grateful for because time really probably is the essence right now. I'm in pre-foreclosure. I'm gonna lose my house, and I would like to get some money. I need some money so I can move on with my life and help my kids.
Got it. Like when's your do you happen to know your auction date?
Um, it is in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
I mean the end of the month?
The end of the month. Yep. Yep.
Wow.
And it's coming fast. and I shouldn't
It,
have waited this long.
it is coming fast. So in 2 weeks, you want the house to be sold. Okay. How much are you hoping to walk away from the properties, assuming everything is done, everything is paid off?
I would like to walk away with about $10,000.
$10,000. Okay. How much do you owe the lender?
I owe see, I owe about 200,000 right now.
About 200,000. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So how much do you think your house? When was the last time you listed a property? Like how much was it listed for?
We listed it at the beginning of the we listed it at the beginning of the pre-foreclosure or the foreclosure notice,
Hmm.
and it just I think it was listed too high. We wanted too much money for it. We listed it for 400,000.
Wow. So you listed for 400,000. Okay. So I guess so in that situation, if we can get you like 10K. I know. I mean, you meant $10,000. Is that for you and your husband, or just each of you needs $10,000?
I need $10,000. I don't know about him.
Okay. So typically, it sounds like because he's on the deed as well, he might have a say. Typically, we work with in this type of situation, we like to have all the party on the phone, or just gonna meet in person to discuss this, so that we can have a better conversation. Everybody's on the same page, right?
Okay.
Because the reason why I'm saying that, because we have done one deal in the past, it kind of fall apart at the last minute. That it's a three brother situation. They thought about, oh, each of them is going to end about 5 grand, but they want a little bit more. So by the time it comes to the closing table, they just refuse to do so. We don't want that happening here, since like it sounds like this is time in essence. So when do you think we can have your husband to be on the phone or meet in person to discuss this?
Um, well, he's not working, so I can probably try to get him to get with be with us, maybe a meeting tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Can you call him right now? Is he since he's not in the house at home? I mean, is he outside that he can come back in like 30 minutes or so?
Yes, I could probably get him to do that. I'm sure he's actually upstairs sleeping.
Oh, is it okay?
Yeah, he's a bum.
Is that a little bit trouble to work him out and discuss this? I mean, this might be a shocking. Is that if you
I
know?
would I would give it a little time. Probably, if I give him prompt him a little bit and kind of let him know that he knows that we need to get rid of the house. He's been really lacking with helping, so I've had to take on that burden, and I would say give me, a couple of hours, get him up and, you know, prep him with the fact that we've got to talk to somebody about this and get
Okay,
going.
okay, got it. Do you want me to come back later today to?
Yeah, that would be good. If you give me a call this evening, I would love that. And then we can discuss. Maybe I can get him on the phone with us, or a video call or something, so we can discuss this. We need
Okay.
to get it taken care of.
Yeah, typically, I mean, we would like to kind of, since I'm here already, I'm gonna kind of, if I swing by around like after 3 hours, like say 5 p.m. or so, was that gonna be a good time to chat?
That should be okay.
Okay, cool. Then I will see you I will knock on the door at 5 p.m. today, and then see where we go from here.
Okay, that sounds great. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, bye. How do you feel?
Good. Again, it's just uh, I think you fielded through everything really well. I wasn't being totally defiant. So,
Yeah,
um,
pretty cooperative. So this is something you're gonna feel like when you are working with a motivated seller who wants to sell. Actually,
mhm, mhm,
there's not too much resistance. They just ask them question, they're gonna answer because you prompt them a little bit. Because I'm hesitant to give any sort of a number and commitments when I learned
mhm.
that the husband, soon to be ex-husband, is on the deed as well, and he has something to say about a property, and you guys fight over it over the time.
Right.
So
Yes.
that's something is okay. So that could be a deal breaker. You know.
Um, so my question is with a lot of this is, Mark and I have been going along with and what I've been seeing, and probably you have too, but when you get to the seller, it seems for the few that we've done, it's been the primary things have been everybody wants more money than it's worth, or they want more, they just want a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
or um, then when it comes to the judgment, that is like, those are to me the biggest things that seem to come along.
Mm-hmm.
The judgments are, wow. Like, at what point are we going to say, or what things are in place for us to say, well, we can't do this, or this isn't going to work for us or you with the judgments, I guess, because with like the boys, for instance, that was a whopper.
Yeah.
So,
So I think it's even for judgments, it really depends on how much it is, right? And what's
mhm,
the upfront contract as well.
mhm,
It's really setting the proper expectations. Let's say you have a judge. You say, let's say we have it on the contract already,
mhm,
right? And
yes,
I say, hey, caller. I know we discussed prior that you mentioned the house only worth about like 200K, and you only yeah. But last time we discussed, you said you only the only thing outstanding is the loan, and we just ran the title. I think something I need to tell you, but I just don't know how to tell you what I'm supposed to do.
right. Well, yeah, because I mean, they had so many judgments, and it's, I guess, and
Yeah,
then
I mean,
the,
play around. I was just play
yeah.
along. I'm just asking you. This is more like a let's say
Oh,
you
okay,
become the seller. Okay, so hey, caller.
okay.
Last time we discussed, you mentioned that there's no other liens and against the property and whatnot. I mean, we ran a rent. We work with the title company and ran a title. I think there's something important I should tell you, but I just don't know how. What am I?
Okay.
What should I do?
Well, I think, well, if, okay, so being the seller, okay. So what is it that you want to tell me? What is it? What's going on?
Okay. Um. So it turned out there are 5 different judgments against this property. In total, about 35,000.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. I don't suppose. It sounds like we might need to cancel the contract.
Yeah. Can we get those reduced? I mean, what's our options? I mean, I need the money, so what can I do?
I mean, we can potentially help to negotiate the judgments, but it's really time consuming and there's no guarantee. The last one we did, it took us 3 months to negotiate this, and we couldn't even negotiate it down much. But in that situation, I don't suppose you're in any position to to cover those judgments and pursue the current price.
No, I'm not. I don't have any money. Not at all.
Okay,
No, no wiggle room.
no wiggle room, right? So I mean, I don't know. I mean, what would you suggest us to do? I guess
I
besides
mean,
canceling the contract.
I I don't have anybody to borrow money from, so I guess the only option is to just let it go. I don't, I mean, what else could I do if I can't, if those judgments are following me and it's keeping me from getting money and getting, you buying my house, what other options do I have?
We have done one case where we did buy the house, but in that situation, we helped the homeowner negotiate the judgment. And in that situation, let's say we that was a like $29,000 judgment. We negotiate down to 15,
Mm-hmm.
and the seller was able to kind of cover majority of those, and in order for us to move forward with the transaction, we cover a little bit. So we help the seller out in that situation and to get the, the process down. I'm not really suppose sure that you are in the position to cover any of those.
I am not. I'm not in that position at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in a real pickle, and I don't have any extra money, and yeah, so I guess if that's the case, then I'm not going to be able to. I mean, it looks like to me we won't even have a contract. It's just I'm going to have to bail and let it go into foreclosure.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. So I mean, knowing that, should I leave?
I think so. I mean, I don't know what other options I have. If it doesn't sound like if I don't have the, it sounds like if I don't have the money to help with any of the judgments, I don't have any family or friends. I guess, and then it's a done deal. I'm just going to have to let it go and figure out what to do.
Right. So before I go, how much money do you? We'll talk about like we were able to kind of give you like 15 grand to walk away net. Is that right?
Yeah, that
Okay.
would be good. Mm-hmm.
So I think if we're able to help you negotiate something down, like how much at a minimum you do need to walk away.
I would say at least 5 to 6 grand minimum to get me into a place. Deposit and rent.
Okay. So 5 to 6 thousand dollars to get you a place to rent and deposit. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, since I think this is my something that we might have to do. I just don't know if that's gonna fit for you. So maybe what we can do is only if you're comfortable. What we could have done, we can do an addendum,
Okay.
and
What's an addendum?
we can do no. So what if we can guarantee you just like $5,000 to walk away rather than 15,000, knowing those judgments.
Mm-hmm.
We can guarantee you $5,000 to walk away. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and we can take the lead to negotiate with the lender to the point that's it's going to acceptable. And let's say if we're able to negotiate down to like 2,000, 200,000, $20,000, and if there's enough room for us, I mean, since basically you reduce you cover half already, right? 10,000, then we just squeeze our contractors to cover another 10,000, maybe our profit a little bit to help you get into a better position. Is that something you will be interested in?
Yeah. If there's any way I can, whatever way I can get the money and get out of this and get on with my life would be great.
Okay. So what I'm going to do next is, do you think would be, do you think this would be reasonable? I don't know, to put that in writing.
I think, yeah, it'd be fine. I think that's the best way to do it.
Okay. I'm going to send you a contract modification just to say that this is going to be reduced by this amount and guaranteed rather than 15,000 will be 5,000, knowing the negotiate the judgments, and we'll go through the negotiation process. Would that work for you?
Yes, that would be
Okay.
great.
Are you on the phone that where you can sign something or open the
Yes.
email? Okay,
You
and
can
then I'll
send it on.
send it over to you. Done. Okay, so now you sign. Okay, so
Okay.
a few things just since we're in this process, a few things needs to be happening in order for this to really work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. First is we need your full cooperation because there's going to be a lot of process needs to be done, and we'll need you to give us authority to talk on your behalf. So you'll be expecting us from us to receive a couple documents to give us
Okay.
authority to sign those documents and whatnot. And you need to be fully available whenever we need you.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, we need your cooperations throughout the time. Otherwise, this is not going to work because we have done one transaction to help the homeowner out, but the homeowner just goes now throughout the time. There's nothing we can do.
Okay. Yes, you have my full cooperation. It's the least I can do.
Okay, cool. All right, so we'll get to work. Bye. So
All
that's how I would handle it.
Okay. All right.
We need a commitment from them, and we're gonna pull away.
Okay.
But at the same time, we're kind of steady there.
Okay. Another question I have for you. In the process of the person decides as we're talking to them that they're game for going through with us helping them. I know that it's in the past, like Mark has talked to them but not gotten the contract. He's like, oh Lee, work up these numbers, but we haven't got a contract yet. So at what point and how do we, I guess that's my question, is how do we kind of segue into, can we get a contract? Because I know in the past Mark has not been real, and I'm only there listening, so I don't really get to talk much, but how do we say, we need a contract for this first without sounding really pushy?
That's coming to the upfront contract. In the beginning, when we say something, you say, hey, maybe I would say, hey, this meeting is going to take about like 30 to 45 minutes. Is that still a good amount of time to have a conversation? If they say yes, okay, good. So I'll go through my spiel, but at the end, we'll say, hey, would you agree that if what we had discussed makes sense and it's going to work for both of us, we're going to put everything in writing. Does that sound good to you?
Okay, that sounds good.
Right. So we'll say at the beginning we're putting writing, and at the end we'll say, hey, when we discuss, if this is going to work for both of us, we have agreed to put everything in writing. Does that sound fair? Does that sound familiar? Right? Did you record that conversation? Things like that, right?
Okay.
And they probably say yes. Okay, so now that we're at this point, what would you suggest us to do next?
Okay, perfect.
They probably say, I don't know. So we're going to say, yeah, I mean, in the past, at this moment, the seller has asked us to put everything in writing, and here and there, only if you are comfortable.
Okay, sounds good. I was just wondering how to broach that without sounding like I was really in a hurry to get him in a contract and be pushy, because Mark seems to lack that, but I think he forgets to not get them under contract. He talks to them, but I think the faster you can get them under a contract, if they're okay, the better, that even the same day, but Yeah,
okay. I mean, honestly speaking, it's really, we have agreed. This is the rule for us to working together. You agree this, I agree that. Let's have a conversation. If it makes sense, let's put it on a piece of paper. Both of us agreed, so we have some sort of commitment, right?
Oh, that sounds good.
Right?
Okay.
Rather than, hey, now should I close you or no? It's no such. We're always closing.
Right.
From the beginning, right? Get
Right.
you off upfront contract. We're closing you. You agree to work with us. You agree to have this many time. You agree this is okay to start asking personal questions.
Okay. Right. Perfect. Okay, I gotcha. Thank you. Those are some of the questions that I see, like especially because most of the time when I'm out with Mark, I go out by myself. I'm good, but when I go out with him, I don't really get to talk much. He's usually doing all the talking, so it's me listening and kind of not picking apart, but kind of referring back to what I've learned and thinking, well, this should be different, and we didn't get a contract, or we should have asked this, So I think about those are questions I needed to ask to get clarification.
You see how many? I feel like I talk a lot, but did I inject anything or like throughout the conversation, the first role play, you mentioned that you wanted to sound okay. I started asking questions, right? I started to really dig deeper, and then I summarized it so that I understand and I go after with another questions rather than, hey, here's what we can do for you, right? At the end, if you do want, I don't even say anything like, hey, can we put on a contract? No, at the end, I know the husband is not there, so can I circle back
Right.
to do that rather than, hey, can we get it on contract? This is so different, I would say.
Right.
You don't need to talk too much, I would say. Just if you talk a lot, which means you are selling.
Yes.
You talk a lot,
Yes.
you're selling.
Mark does that a lot. He talks a lot, and
Just
he'll come out and say, "Oh my gosh, I talked a lot." I'm like, "Yes, you always talk a lot." You know, it's like listening. They always say listening, right? Is it 20/80 or 80/20 rule?
I think
So,
it's to be comfortable that nobody's talking.
mm-hmm.
I was just sitting there, looking
Yeah,
at you.
I agree.
I'll shut my mouth until you speak.
Yes, I agree. Then they're more comfortable with, maybe getting things off their chest, or yeah, I agree. Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, because again, when I go to the door myself, which I'll be doing,
Mm-hmm.
it's just sometimes I'm thinking, well, once I get in the house, and I've done it before, but it's just like getting them on the hook in the contract. And usually I'm kind of just setting it for Mark. Usually he'll go back, but I want to be able to do it myself, the whole thing. That's where I'm leading. I want to do is just be able to, or get the deals,
You,
you know.
you don't need to go into the house at the beginning. Just like if they open the door, just maybe just on like on a porch to talk to them. Don't even need to go into the house if they really
Okay.
open. Just grab a chair and just chat. I mean,
Right.
right? So only whenever they ready to go,
Right.
they want something to do to be done, then that's the time we'll go into the house, have a serious conversation. Because most of the time, people are just the first when you knock on the first door, they may not want you to get into the house.
Yeah, that is true. Most of the time I'm just on the front porch, or I guess just to say when I'm talking to them, period, kind of getting information, um, just trying to get to,
Mm-hmm.
get an appointment with them, period, or getting to talk to them, and, getting farther than just being on the front porch, and, getting them to maybe sign a contract or getting into a contract. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And when you want to get in the if you say if it's in person appointment, they're ready to talk about selling the house, actually selling the house.
Hmm.
That's the time we'll go into the house.
Right. Right. Okay. That sounds good. Yeah. I feel good about, talking. I mean, usually it's easier for me when I just go talk to them. And then when I'm doing a role play, it seems like I flub up a lot and I get nervous. But when I'm actually talking to people, I do much better just face to face with them, talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
I like people, so it's not hard. But yeah, it's just I want to have the right, I want to say the right things, and I want to, know and feel confident about what I'm talking about. So,
Right. That makes sense. I mean, that happens. It feels the same most of the time.
hmm.
Feel different when you in person. I mean, role play, you can still feel it, right? I mean,
Right.
even it's a role play, you can still feel the nerves and the actually if you feel bad about it or whether or not if the empathy is in there.
Hmm. Right. Yes. Yes. Definitely. So, how's how's the this your school thing going? Is there have you got a lot of people coming on, or?
No, I mean those. I don't actually. I'm so surprised nobody wants to take advantage. So that's okay. I do my
Yeah.
own thing, and if they want it, they want it. If they don't want it, it's okay.
Yeah, no, that's good. I think that's great that you're doing it, period. I mean, I think that's awesome. And it's a good way to kind of get away from the normal Zoom call and all that. Like it's a good learning process. So I think that's awesome. It's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
I
It's
don't
awesome.
want to be sitting in the zone to sit in the zone. I want to do something. If I'm not really participating, I might as well just calling people,
Right.
door
Yeah,
knocking people.
exactly. Yeah, and that's the next thing I want to ask you about is do we have any leads or lists? I know Mark had some. Do we have anything new that I need to look at? Is
Yeah.
everything in? Go ahead.
Yeah, we have some.